What's good, y'all? It's May 5th, 2023. Just felt like doing a video under the category of what some might call truther videos. I'm with my wife. She doesn't want to show her identity, but I say why not? We have nothing to hide here. Anyhow, we just want to, I think we both want to talk about food, right? So I'll go ahead and let my wife start it off. What do you want to say?
McDonald's is not good.
Yeah, McDonald's is not good. That's something that blows my mind, actually, because I feel like it's common knowledge. Everyone knows that McDonald's is terrible for your health. Yet, they're doing great. Like, every time I see McDonald's, there's people in there. Am I right?
Yeah,
there's
the drive-through.
Yeah, there's always people at McDonald's, for sure. I just don't understand how that is, just knowing that, just most people knowing that it's terrible for your health. I mean, am I wrong? Can someone comment? Is this not common knowledge? Right? Another thing, I was telling my wife earlier today that I saw this ad on Instagram for Dirty Hot Dogs. This Dirty Hot Dog restaurant, fast food place. I don't know what it is, but for anyone who's lives outside of Los Angeles, I don't know if it's a only Los Angeles thing. I know it's definitely a Los Angeles thing. It might be in other places. Not sure if it's in Mexico but usually it's Mexicans that are selling this on the street, which is hot dogs wrapped in bacon. So if you've ever walked, any part of like East LA or downtown, you've seen this for sure. And so just in case you don't know what a hot dog is, let's break it down for them. You know what it is?
It's processed food.
Specifically,
it's not a real meat.
I don't know if it could be said it's not real meat. All right, well, I'll tell y'all what it is. It's basically ground meat, usually pork, stuffed into the intestine, right? And in case you don't know what intestine is, that's what processes your food and converts it into waste. In other words, poo-poo. So you're eating something that once contained poo-poo in it. And, they're going to say they wash it, but how well can you really wash it? You know what I'm saying? So another form of this kind of hot dog or sausage is like chorizo, right? Chorizo. What else? I know in the South they eat something called chitlins, right? Basically, this is some really toxic meat, and it's really bad. It's really bad. I don't eat it. Me and my wife, we don't eat pork at all. But especially that's like, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably worse than just your average cut of pork. But anyways, yeah, man. So, I mean, my wife, she's Indonesian. She's not, these so-called, I don't like these words, but, just so y'all know what I'm talking about. She's not so-called Latino, Hispanic, Central American. I prefer Central American, South American over those terms. So, but, if you're part of this community, or you know people, you have a lot of Latino friends and stuff, that this community has an obesity problem. Am I right? Well, let me ask my wife, since she's kind of part of the community, because, I'm her husband. But, she was born and raised in Indonesia, came in as an adult, has been here for getting close to 10 years. So she's pretty American, pretty Californian now. But let me see. But it can almost still be said that she's an outsider, kind of, or at least at one point she was an outsider. So let's get her perspective. Like, okay, so when you came, right, to Los Angeles, well, how did you see the Latino community, the Hispanic community, South American, right? Well, like, did you notice that there's an obesity problem?
Yeah, I mean, like small kids too. Like they're already. I guess the way like they like the parents how they feed the kids. I guess so.
Mhm.
Like sometimes like I saw like a family like all of them like the same like obese. So.
Mhm. And how common would you say that is? Would you say most of my people are overweight, 50%? What would you say?
I would say yeah, like 50%.
50%. All right, that's 50%.
Or maybe more. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Because like you were born here and raised here, so like you saw it, and you mostly like live like in the area. Like
okay. Well, yeah, I would say like 70% are overweight. But
70%.
as far as like extremely overweight, obese, what might be considered obese, I would say it's a good 40%, 30%, 40%. But I would say definitely 70%, at least in the Los Angeles area, Southern California, are overweight. And that's including just slightly overweight. But so if we want to talk about, yeah, I would say a good at least 50% is significantly overweight. Meaning
Yeah.
like it's enough to be considered not healthy. They should change something.
And also like food at school is the same thing like that too, like fast food. So I guess kind of like they can't get away, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. If any of you guys went to public school in Southern California in the Los Angeles area, that's all I can speak about. That's where I grew up. I grew up in El Monte, and I went to public school. And yeah, the food was absolute garbage, just like anything you find at a fast food place. I'm sure it was microwave, so we grew up eating microwave food, and I know microwave food, it has that soggy texture, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I mean. Yeah, so yeah, man, I think this is no accident. I would say the gotta be careful with my words, because if you
You're
you
almost like
if you say it how it is, they'll censor you. But let's just say people in power, people in control, they definitely don't want us healthy. They want us fat, and this starts at an early age, right?
so their business gonna be like full, what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So a certain industry can be there to serve you. I'm not gonna say the industry, but we all know if there's no illness, then I guess they're not making money,
business, yeah.
right? No business. So yeah, they don't want us healthy. That's for sure. And diet is a big part of that, guys. And I'm just trying to get this conversation going, specifically for my people in my community. I think it applies to us more than anybody, and maybe even like the so-called black community. I notice a lot of their people are obese as well. I would say they have the same problem. I'm not exactly part of that community, so I wouldn't really know why. I have an idea why. A lot of black folks in the United States, so-called black folks, I think they come from the South. A lot of them originate from the South. And if anybody knows anything about the South and the South cooking, um, well, well, let me ask my wife. We took a trip in 2022. We drove from Los Angeles to the border of Georgia and Alabama. And so we became familiar with the Southern cuisine. And what can you say about the Southern cuisine, bro?
I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
It's just like everything everywhere, even like the name of the restaurant is like pork, like mentioned pork, or like pig, like
Yeah.
like the logo and stuff, like, and like all the menus is just all pork.
So I guess you could say like pork. The pork is the star of the show in Southern cuisine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the impression I get too. So, this is something that Southern food and Mexican cuisine have in common, and that they use a lot of lard. I know Mexicans. I love my Mexican people. This isn't a hate rant or anything. I consider myself Mexican. Shoot, I grew up with Mexicans.
Mhm.
I'm Chicano. kind of like an extension of Mexican. So I consider myself an adopted Mexican. So I hope no one takes this as Mexican bashing because it's not. But I know the Mexican cuisine, the beans are cooked with lard typically. Flour tortillas, they come with lard. So I think this is something that contributes to the obesity problem, among Mexicans for sure. And I think the Southern cooking is similar in a lot of ways. I know the baking products, right, Boo? The baking products often have lard. Am I right? Yeah, I know it's like that. I know fried chicken originally was fried in lard. I'm assuming some of these communities of Afro Americans, blacks, whatever you want to call them, they still use these techniques, these Southern techniques, even though they might have moved to other areas of the country. And I think that needs to end, man. That needs to end. Basically, what it boils down to is this consumption of the swine. I don't know if y'all religious, but I don't think you gotta be religious, man, to understand that the pig. I think my wife agrees with me, even more than me, for sure. But like, it's a toxic animal. We share the belief that it was created to clean the earth. That's why it'll eat anything, including animal waste, as in, I don't think I gotta say the word, right? yeah. If you've ever been on a farm, or if you can even search up videos, you can see, pigs will eat poo. Yeah, for sure.
Their own poo.
Yeah, they'll eat their own poo, other animals' poo. I'm pretty sure this goes for the same for the wild boars and the savage forms of the pig related animals. You've probably seen there's just these certain animals that were not meant to be consumed by the human, and they're kind of like the natural garbage men, of the animal kingdom. I know I've seen like crows picking at dead bodies. Pigs will do the same thing. They'll eat a dead, rotten body. There's just certain animals, right? Hyenas, that will eat. What are they called again? They're scavengers. They're called scavengers. They're just animals that are meant to get rid of the waste and the decomposing dead bodies. And basically, that's what a pig is, man. And it's just sad that in most of the world, humans love the meat of this animal. And it's a fat animal. They say you are what you eat. So
Yeah.
it's mostly fat. It's not like it has a whole gang of muscle. And yeah, so it's mostly fat. It's toxic. I guess we can start with that. But aside from that, a lot of these fast food places and the sausage and these deli meats, they have chemicals to preserve them, to make them last long. So that's another thing. It's going to be hard for the body to break down these chemicals, because we shouldn't be eating them. Yeah, man, that's basically what I wanted to say about it. I think trying to encourage people to get on that health tip, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's no more bacon wrapped sausage. Anytime we get these announcements on Instagram, or these businesses trying to pop up in our communities that want to sell this poison to us, we gotta let them know that we ain't feeling that. We ain't gonna give them our business. I mean, I believe in freedom, and I believe in their right to sell that, and anyone's right who wants to eat it. But if you care about your health, if you care about your family, you're definitely going to discourage eating this for you and your family and your community, if you care about your health at all. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say for now. You got anything else?
I'm not sure. I guess like if people stop buying those kind of stuff, then no one's gonna sell it. So it's like more people buying like veggies. So it will be like cheaper, instead of like those kind of toxic things like cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing. People don't eat enough veggies, man. Veggies, I love veggies. I love veggies. Like, you need a healthy, balanced diet, and veggies is what detox you. So you can be eating some meat. Just make sure it's clean meat, and accompany it with some veggies, man. It'll help It'll help your body digest it for sure. Yeah. So once again, man, let's acknowledge that the swine is not right, and let's stop giving our business. Let's start giving our hard-earned money to these companies. Sometimes you know what I wanna throw in one last thing. Like, sometimes people think, oh, let me save some money, buy this fast food, but you're paying with it for your life. All that junk food is is cutting away your lifespan, and then maybe eventually you're in a position where you feel you got to see a doctor, and now you're paying the doctor. So all that money that you thought you saved is going into
Their business.
yeah, it's going into their business. Now it's going into the pockets of this doctor, right? So yeah, man, just take care of your health, and yeah, let's stop supporting these businesses that are killing us, basically. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's good.
That's all. That's good for now. We'll be back with some more healthy
Video.
living. Some healthy living. This is just opinions, and anyone opinions and beliefs. But I believe with all my heart. But hey, you have a right to disagree, agree. Feel free to write it in the comments. 100% support free speech here. I know I do. And yeah, so feel free to tell me you agree or tell me that you disagree, and bash me in the comment section. It's all good. I 100% support freedom of expression. So whether it's negative or positive, like, go ahead and just let it be known how you feel.